Actually looks like Ian Trottier, but I'll ask him when he comes on. Author of High Stakes Treason, How John Brennan Compromised American Security for Millions. The website is highstakestreason.com. Ian, welcome to the Wayne Allyn Root Show. Is it Ian Trottier? How do I pronounce that?
Wayne, pleasure to be here. The name is Trottier, like Chevrolet.
Trottier, Ian Trottier, highstakestreason.com. So your book is called How John Brennan Compromised American Security for Millions. John Brennan was the CIA director under Obama. What's the overall message of your book? How did he compromise our security for millions?
As he was a senior advisor under the Homeland Security for Barack Obama, he as a result of executive order under Bush 13354, the Terrorism Threat Center was created, and from that he created something called the National Counterterrorism Center, the NCTC. I want to read a quote that's in this book that's really vital. It gives people a better understanding of exactly the crimes that were committed during the time that John Brennan was running up to being appointed as the head of the CIA and what he was doing and with the NCTC. So there's a term that viewers need to understand called a CT intel monopoly. And that is what we claim through high stakes treason. And as I read this quote, I want viewers and listeners to understand that the material was brought to me, Wayne, in 2024 at a CPAC. I've only gone through it. I've edited it. I've hired a lawyer, got it published through Post Hill Press. But the material on this research of John Brennan is coming from a former FBI agent that was stalled. He couldn't get it out. He didn't know how. He knew how to get it out. He couldn't get it out. So this is what was happening with John Brennan under the NCTC. This is a direct quote. The responsibility is to provide integrated assessments of the terrorist threat. For example, when there are principal committee meetings or deputy committee meetings where the president needs to be briefed on something about terrorist threat, the TTIC, then the NCTC, represents the view from throughout the community as sort of the unique responsibility that we have on behalf of other partner agencies. The idea behind the TTIC was that we needed to have some place in the government where all counterterrorism information resides. Eventually, information for all 26 classified and unclassified network flowed through the TTIC and the NCTC. So what we show is that there were 3 terrorist events under the Brennan watch of the NCTC and later the CIA. And those 3 terror events were the Abdul Muttalib bombing, bombing.
He froze.
Detroit. The other one was a critical a NATO ally. This was Anders Breivik and the bombings that pursued in Oslo. And the third was the most astonishing to me, Wayne, is that Brennan had knowledge of this, and we know this through a program called X-Keyscore. Edward Snowden blew the whistle on this just after Brennan gets appointed to the CIA director. What we know is that Brennan was hiding vital security intelligence that should alerted FBI and CIA to the Barnea brothers entering the United States, and he did nothing about it. Now, here's the clincher. This is why the allegation is so severe, because he held on to stocks illegally in a company called the Analysis Corporation, TAC. He told Eisen, he was granted an ethics waiver. He told Norm Eisen and Rachel Molinaro, critical, Rachel Molinaro, is what he told he would transfer the 401k into an ROA. Had he done that in 2009, he would have liquidated all the assets. He didn't. He held on to them illegally, conflict of interest. And as a result of Congress funding the war on terror, that $50,000 net worth of stock over the years till 2013, it got him just shy of $5 million. He's an admitted communist. Roger Stone has written the forward to this, Wayne. He's an admitted communist.
And
also,
Muslim.
Per John Guandolo, former FBI agent, he's
Muslim.
a convert to Islam. Not only Islam, but Wahhabism, which is a very radical, violent sect of Islam. This is the man that Obama appointed to be the head of the CIA under his watch. And of course, he exited quickly under the first Trump administration.
Well,
but we have
Ian,
multiple crimes. Yeah.
No shocker. No shocker, because I went to college. My classmate was Barack Hussein Obama. And so why do you think Barack Obama would appoint a guy who's a communist and a Muslim? Because Obama's a communist and a Muslim. And again, we can't prove that he's a Muslim. You know, you can only go by what a man says. He claims to be a Christian. He's not a Christian. He grew up in Indonesia. Indonesia is a Muslim nation. He went to Muslim schools, madrasas in Indonesia. He pledged loyalty to Islam to go to those schools. There's no other way to do it. So he himself, the former president of the United States for 8 years, was a communist and a Muslim out to destroy this country and destroy Judeo-Christian values. And so he named a Muslim communist. And now we got a Muslim communist who's the mayor of New York City. No coincidence, right?
Right. So here's the flip to the coin. In the book, and I'm pressing Congress, I'm pressing DOJ, we have all the receipts. We've got over 100 pages of an appendix which show our arguments, and I'm saying me and the former FBI, that show the arguments are true. We can have this guy on criminal charges, something like 25, Wayne, 25 criminal charges. Okay, we've got to get the work done. Okay, but here's the flip coin to this. Here's the flip side. We bring this into Venezuela. So Patrick Byrne, former CEO of Overstock, he's a CIA asset. He's told Alex Jones he's a CIA asset. David S. Cohen brought him into the CIA in 2006. David S. Cohen would have been the guy at OFAC, the U.S. Treasury Department, that would have approved the sale of the Analysis Corporation, then known as Solterra Defense Solution, to the UK-based in Hong Kong, CCP domiciled, to a company called Ares Management. So this is what I'm talking about. So Byrne is stating that there's a data center in Belgrade that Brennan co-built with Huawei, the computer software company, Chinese software company. Brennan controlling this data center, which controlled Dominion servers out of Belgrade. This, in turn, of course, had a severe influence on the U.S. election. Now, this is why this capture of Maduro is so critical right now, because U.S. aid, which we are funding to the UN, was directly linked to the Dominion servers. And we know, if your viewers know, that Smartmatic was created out of Venezuela. That's why Hugo Chavez created to stay in power, and that's how Maduro got himself into power. And so what we see, and the question that was posed to me was that Venezuela waged war on the United States in 2020, and they won, right? So there's a whole other flips to the coin here, Wayne, with John Brennan, and the fingers that he's related to. One of them is Cambridge University, and Slavana Lakova has been tweeting about this. She was there's a courtier of Stephen Halper and Gina Hasper and Christopher Steele that were smearing this Slavana Lakova and General Flynn to get the Steele dossier into the Obama administration. That's directly linked to Brennan. So there's a lot that can come down from this potential snowball.
It's all tied together. I'm telling you, Obama, Brennan, Zohran Mandami, the people in Minnesota, all the Somalis they let in. It's one big giant attempt to destroy America, conquer America, hand America to the Muslims, hand America to the communists. Brennan in the middle of it all, a communist and an adherent to Islam. Unbelievable. What a story. Ian Trottier, author of High Stakes Treason, How John Brennan Compromised American Security for Millions. The book website, highstakestreason.com. Highstakestreason.com. Grab a copy at Amazon or any fine bookstore. Ian Trottier, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, Wayne.